with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt-equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Your fantasy football league sucks. Why? Oh, we've got 7 painfully accurate reasons. And don't worry, we've got fixes too. Visit fantasytoilet.com for all the tools and hilarious awards to make your fantasy league suck less.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
It's the place for Honda. It's the place for service too. I love it. I love my Honda place. Would you buy? Would you buy? Would you buy? It's the place.
Breaking down the fine art of sports.
One rep at a time.
The Lowdown
with Lowetide.
Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, Oilers rumbling, tumbling after stumbling in the first period last night. This team has 6 skill. Oh my, Connor McDavid is on another level. He is playing so well. Plus, grand college football game last night, another one on the way tonight, NFL football weekend preview and more right here on the Lowdown between now and 2 o'clock. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick, family owned and community driven. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. Our feature guest today, Steve Lansky. You know that we're live on YouTube and Sports 1440 Radio. We're also at iHeartRadio, sports1440.ca, and Radio Player Canada. After the show, we're available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Please give us a great rating, and we tweet it out on X as well. We're on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, and at JFenwick04. Lots to talk about today. Oilers, 3 scoring lines, Pickard, oh my, and the top pair looked very good. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I think there's going to be some dissension among the troops. First, though, we're going to do the introductions. He tells people he's working with Paul Sir and bartending all weekend, but he's really just having a blast talking basketball with Paul Sir and then playing Dungeons and Dragons all weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to working with Paul tomorrow after our 2-week hiatus. So getting ready to get back to that.
Beautiful.
Not working at the bar tonight. I'm pretty amped up about it.
There you go.
Might go and see the Bears play at Saville and 2 games of D&D this weekend.
Are you sure you're going to get out of the parking lot in time? Because I've been blocking you the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've actually mean to tweet that picture out that I got 2 days ago. You felt the need to put the hazards on right in front of my car.
What a dink move,
so,
right? What a jerk.
Yesterday, you couldn't really block me in that much because
I was looking for you. I was driving around the
You were on the
lot.
road. That being said, 2 days ago, I was still in my parking stall. So you just stopped in front of me for like 2 minutes.
Oh, it wasn't 2
No
minutes.
way this guy's doing this right now.
30 seconds, maybe. But it really is a jerk move. As I'm doing it, I'm like, what are you doing? But I did it anyway because
Unreal.
It's a troll thing. All right. He tells people he'll have a lot of social activity this weekend, but he'll really be watching college football, NFL football, basketball, and making threes with an imaginary basketball on the way to the beer fridge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Declan Krueger. Declan Krueger.
It's all true. It is all
But you don't
true.
drink beer, really, do you?
No, I like beer.
Okay. Are you a domestic beer, or are you a German or beer guy, or Heineken? Stella.
I'm a lager guy.
Oh, okay. Lager guy. There you go. I'll drink any beer. The problem with the American beer is that it doesn't do anything. But other than that, good Canadian beer, it'll get you there for sure. All right, we mentioned we have Lansky coming up today. Also, rumors, and we have at 12:40 today, declinations and what are we calling them? Fenwick Nations? Because you guys are both doing it, right? Top 5?
We are both doing it. Yeah, top 5. Sorry,
right.
Declan's just doing some other important work right now.
Can you tell us what the top 5 is?
Yeah, it's our top 5 favorite athletes from when we were kids.
Okay.
The cap is 12. That's how old. That's the oldest we were allowed to be.
When you guys are done, I'm not going to take part in it, but when you guys are done, I'm going to give you my top athletes who are my heroes when I was that age.
Duly noted. All right. Sounds good to me.
And they had not invented the wheel yet, so it'll be an interesting list. Okay, last night the Oilers, man, they were bad. You know, it's funny. They're playing Winnipeg, and we knew Winnipeg was going to be desperate. And Winnipeg was bullying them, and they were not making precise passes. Their defensive work was not strong. And then Frederick fights, McDavid wheels, and all of a sudden Winnipeg doesn't get a shot on net for about 40 minutes. This team really is sort of, if they decide they want to win a game, they just go out and win it. And they did last night. And they're looking pretty. They're tied with Vegas Golden Knights now in the standings. Vegas has 2 games in hand, but you get the feeling, or at least I do, that this Edmonton Oilers team is rolling now. And they had a good December. I think they're going to have an outstanding January. And I would not be surprised if they go into the Olympic break as the top team in the Pacific Division. Since we've got our friend over there working on something else, tell me if you believe, Josh, the Oilers could be in first place at the Olympic break in the Pacific.
I think so. I think who's their number one competition right now? The Knights.
Yeah.
12 overtime losses. Like they're what, a point behind, 2 points behind,
something like that. They're same points, but 2 games in hand.
Okay. Well, I still think I'm pretty sure they'll be number one, unless basically it comes down to, does Connor McDavid cool off and Leon Draisaitl at the same time? Like, let's say 2 games with no points for either of them. Like maybe then.
Do they win 3 in a row? They're at 2 in a row now.
This is the real thing, isn't it? This is the Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the mountain, right? You get close to the top and it just falls back down. I think they get it. No Anze Kopitar, no Corey Perry. Byfield hasn't been playing lights out or anything for the Kings, so I think it's ripe for the taking. And the Kings are on a back-to-back right now. Yeah. So I think it's there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. If the major injury would obviously impact it, but right now they really do look very good. I want to talk about the third line. It's not a big, tall line. They're not an overly physical line. They had 2 goals scored against them. Neither was necessarily on the line, although Roslovic did lose the face-off on one of the goals. But I think Calvin Pickard would like both of those back. But I like the line because they're highly creative and they are pushing against, when you're third line, you're playing lesser competition, but you still have to be able to, have their high danger chances and eventually score. I have an article up at The Athletic today talking about the line and how well they've done. And really in 2 games, about 15 minutes, they have an 86% expected goal share and they've got about 6 high danger chances. This is really good. Like, this is outstanding. And it's been so long since any one of these lines that they throw out there as a third line has any kind of, oomph at all. And maybe it's foot speed because, Adam Henrique is a little bit older. They don't like to put Ryan Nugent-Hopkins down there when the McDavid line is going so well. I'd like to see this line run for at least, I'd say, 10 games. Give them 100 minutes. You'd prefer 200. That's when the experts tell us that the numbers start to jive. But I think you could probably get to 100 and then you'd at least notice the trending. And I think you throw the goals against last night out because, they were on the ice, but they were doing all the right things. There was a kind of a poor angle shot. And then I really like young Stastny, but I thought he could have done a better job on that other goal. So, and then the Oilers came to run back and win. And I really liked Vasily Podkolzin's game. I just have to mention him. He runs over a guy and then a nice pass from Kasperi Kapanen. And he pots the goal. Leon scored a point on the McDavid line, And I thought they were full value for it, but you really, we've talked floor and ceiling all year about this team, and they really did show a pretty low floor in the first period, and that includes the goaltending. And then they just, they played so well. Pickard wasn't busy at all. He could make a sandwich and watch, Three's Company or Friends or, Seinfeld. What's your favorite sitcom right now?
Me right now?
Mhm.
I'm always very partial to The Office, but that's because I've been watching it for so long. So I think it's that, but I tried watching Cheers and then I slept. I had a nap and I slept through like 12 straight episodes or something.
Wow.
And I just went, you know what? Maybe this wasn't for me. And I put it away.
Cheers is funny. The Kelly one is one of my favorite ones. Did you ever see that one?
I never saw that one.
Oh,
However,
man.
funny story, my general manager, his name is Kelly.
Okay.
And one of my first days, instead of saying Kelly, may I just went Kelly, because I broke a glass in the well.
Oh.
And I needed him to come check and make sure there was no glass. So I was legally absolved.
So like you don't have the key. You're not a key guy, like, because ordinarily you just, throw some dirt on it and you move on, right? You have to have somebody come and confirm for you, or is this when you started?
This was when I started. You always need someone to come and confirm for you, So then, like, especially when you're in that position, you break a glass in the well. You just want to get ice back in the well because it's so unbelievably tough to bartend when there's no ice directly in front of you. So you're just ready to put it all back in. You just need to take that second to get someone else to come over who's not as
I think
hasty trying to get it in.
If there's no ice, you just start pouring pitchers of beer, I believe.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you?
What's the ratio to highballs to beer?
Lot more beer than there is highballs for sure.
Yeah. I think it's always been that way. Because you can, anyway, we're not going to talk about it. So the Edmonton Oilers, I thought, they deserve the win. I feel bad for Winnipeg. The Jets they're going to change. I don't know when, but they're going to fire their coach. You can't go like three. You're up. You're winning by 2 goals, and then you don't get any shots on goal. Come on, like whatever they're doing, they're going to have to kind of have a reset. And they had the better goalie. I don't think anybody's going to quarrel with that. And they just had a nightmare second and third period. By the way, McDavid with Nuge and Hyman, 75% expected goals, 4-0 high danger chances, 6-3 shots. The Draisaitl line, Podkolzin and Kapanen, 3-5 shots, 1-0 goals, 39% expected goals. Even when those Cats are playing a game where they're outshot or outplayed, damn talented. And I think that I don't think this team is as talented as the teams that went to the finals the last 2 years. But if they can coach these kids up, the 2 of them on the third line, I'll include Stastny, I'll include Emberson, who I think is really coming along now, then maybe they're going to be, if not better, maybe they're going to have more depth. And I'm not going to discount Quinn Hudson, because I think Quinn Hudson is a guy who, for right or wrong, Quinn Hudson is a guy who I think could slide in and play a 2-way role on the third line. And he's got pretty good foot speed. Funny how Stastny's playing well. Pair him with Nurse. Boom. Goes to crap. When is a coach in this city ever going to figure the common denominator? Well, in fairness to Nurse, it's not like he's playing, with Nick Lidstrom over there. They give him young players. When he plays with Bouchard, historically, the numbers are good. Last night, Nurse Stastny played 15-25. They were 9-3 shots, 70% expected goals, and they gave up 2 goals. But Stastny was the culprit on one play, and Picard was really the culprit on both plays, in my opinion. So I'm not gonna rail against Nurse too badly. I know he gets a lot of negativity, and I do think there are times when I'm watching this team when I think he would ideally be on the third pair. And, people become outraged because of the $9.25 million, and I get that. But if Wallman comes back and Nurse Wallman work, then you're good. You're bona fide. You've got 4 defensemen you can count on in the playoffs, but that doesn't work. Gee, everyone who sits there just starts coughing. You notice that?
No, because I haven't been coughing.
What was that?
That was Declan coughing.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the producer chair.
Okay, but I heard it. I didn't think his microphone was on.
That's my bad.
Okay. Darcy says, a good day, Lowetide. Totally agree. Banging on these defense and all the time is really not good. I think people just do this because of the amount of money they make and they want them to be better. That's part of it. But, can I give you my theory on this? It's 12:13. When Declan isn't talking, I have to talk a lot more. Do you notice that? He's become my crutch.
No, I understand where you're coming from. And I don't talk that much. So, I really gotta buck up here.
You kind of do talk a lot now that I think of it.
Oh, please.
I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory on why people get mad at defensemen?
Because they let goals in and no one wants to see goals go in?
Well, they're also one of the last lines of defense, so they're going to be around a goals against more often than a forward. But the other thing is I grew up in an era where a defenseman could clutch, grab, arm wrestle, bear hug, slash, punch, not kick, but do. Tim Horton used to staple guys to the wall. So did Lee Fogelin. If you saw Lee Fogelin play for the Edmonton Oilers, you damn well know he held on every shift. The guy would be up against the wall with the puck, and then Fogelin would just clamp him. It would be like a clamp down. It's like, okay, Fogelin has a stick and his hand is on it, but that stick is around the waist of the guy who's along the wall, and the other arm is doing the same thing, and that guy's not moving. They could dance, but they're not going to go far. You can't do that anymore. The rules changed, but our brains still expect great results in coverage. You have to coverage with your own brain part now. You have to have the wheels, and if you miss it, you got to recover as quick as you can. It's hard. Defense is hard, man. On skates, get out of town. So I think we are, as a group, over the last 20 years, the rules have changed, making it more difficult for defensemen. And our brains haven't adjusted. We're like, that guy, what a fool. We always talk about Nick Lidstrom, different rules. Although Lidstrom was just really good in coverage. It wasn't like he was overly physical, although he's strong. Team Dean says, Nurse Wallman won't work. No one works with Nurse. That's not true. We've had this conversation before. I'm going to look for this really quickly, okay? And I'm sorry to do it live on the radio. And I know it's terrible radio, but it's 12:16, and we do have time. And I think this is an important point. Because, look, I think it's fair to be critical of Darnell Nurse. I think his coverage gaps aren't great. I think he does go walkabout. I think he does hear whistles or whatever the hell he hears. And there are issues with his defensive play. No doubt about it. He's a better offensive player at 5-on-5 than anybody thinks, but defensively, he's not a goon. He's not an enforcer. He is physical. There's no doubt about that. But what he is a guy who needs to have a real partner. And usually he gets a rookie, or he had Stetcher for a time, and that worked out pretty well. But this is in the last 2 years, this year and last year. Okay. And it's 200 minutes. So that's about right. Nurse with Bouchard at 5-on-5, 63% shot share, 61% Fenwick, 59% Corsi, 67% goals, 63% expected goals, 55% scoring chances for, 65% high danger chances, 67% high danger goals for. So put him with Bouchard. But now they have Ekholm, and that is a better pairing. I'm not arguing that Ekholm isn't a better pairing with Bouchard. He is. That said, when you say he can't play with anybody, I give you Evan Bouchard, who people are mad at as well. That pairing works. The numbers say it. This is over a 2-year period, 200 minutes. It's good to go. We can sold American. You can check that box, baby. There is somebody on this NHL team that plays well, the Darnell Nurse 5-on-5, and his name is Evan Bouchard. Okay. I hate doing math on the radio. Hey, you guys changed.
We're math guys back here too, so if you want to throw something at us, we can get it.
We last time we talked about Fenwick, you were not buying it. So I mean, I don't want to cause a family feud here. You know,
I've said this. Like Josh's dad is clearly infinitely no disrespect to you, Josh, or you to
no, that's fine. I know I'm not as smart as him.
Yeah,
I know
he's clearly infinitely smarter than all of us, probably combined.
Together.
Yeah, to create a stat like that.
No.
I just personally don't like.
Although I did beat him in fantasy baseball last year.
Yeah, so I was actually talking to him about this. We were talking about sports and everything, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Tide's talking about it every day." He's like, "Oh, only 63 days until baseball starts."
Oh,
whatever.
Man.
And he looks at me dead in the eyes, serious as he can be, and goes, "Do you see why I lose every year, Josh? These guys are counting it down."
Oh man,
I'm not doing any of that. It's like,
I have no doubt that if he retired and spent all of his time doing this, he'd win.
Yeah, probably. But that's a lot of time to dedicate towards baseball.
Do you? Well, when you have no life,
or when you only work 2 hours a day.
I write all damn day. Jeez, I write like for 4 hours. I do this. I also cook and clean and drive around and get gas, and I cut people off on traffic and I slide in front of people in parking lots so they can't move. I do a lot in a day. All right. You can tell your dad one thing though, is that the players that he's going to draft are predictable. I could do his draft now if you want. He's going to take Mackenzie Gore and a bunch of other guys. What's going on back there?
Mackenzie Gore and a bunch of other guys. Yeah. Wow, that was stellar insight into
I could give it to you, but I don't want to. We got to take a break.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's take a break.
Yeah, but he will. He'll take Mackenzie Gore. He will.
Okay.
He knows Mackenzie Gore. All right. It's 12:20. We're going to take a break. On the way, Steve Lansky at 1 o'clock. At 12:40 today, it's Declinations and Rumors straight ahead. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place?
To McDavid, trying to get it back to Johnson. It's first lead of the night, 4-3. He says this power. Gets wrapped up, slashed it free for Nugent Hopkins. Denied initially by Connor, then threaded it through to Bouchard. Tri-sidle cross. McDavid. And Edmonton right back in this hockey game at 3-2. McDavid top. This one.
Opportunity. Three receivers, Sparks to the left. Beck is looking that way. And still looking. Takes off running. Patterson back with his legs. Puts Miami on top. What a drive.
Opportunity.
To listen to Sports 1440 all day. It's part of the job. Sounds like someone's getting a promotion. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca and let's get to work for you.
The new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. We're talking 2 juicy, mouth-watering 100% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness, with even more melty, cheesy sauce on top. Topped with pickles, then crispy and grilled onions. The way it all comes together, you don't just eat it, you melt into it. The double cheesy melt, only at McDonald's. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Breaking down the fine art of sports.
One rep at a time.
The Lowdown
with Lowetide.
Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
$14.40. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Happy Friday. Weather's nice, a little breezy. Be careful out there. When I was walking in, it felt like there was just a little bit of rain, and you never know this time of year, temperature-wise. It'd be a little slick on the way home. Allow 16 to 43 car lengths and drive the speed limit or less. And when people are bopping the horn, you just say hi back and go, I must be popular. It's time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com. All right. By the way, I just want to, before we get into this, I want to say what a gentleman Connor Halley is. Connor is under the weather a little bit. I work at the same workstation as he does. Before he would let me even set up, he cleaned off every part of this area to make sure I didn't get a cold. And he was just taking Cam Tate through, and he did the same thing. And that is Connor. Meanwhile, these two jack-o'-lanterns are hawking up loogies on the double.
I am healthy. I resent this line of statements.
The loogie hawkers of all time.
I am healthy as can be.
Hawking loogies was an Olympic sport, I'd be looking at gold and silver in this room.
How dare you give me gold? He's the one that hawks up loogies every time. I'll take silver.
Yeah,
but he gets gold.
I was gonna follow up on that and say I actually kind of want the gold.
Well,
I just want to be first.
You just need to be a better competitor, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
I just said I wanted gold.
I guess so.
You
but
could.
I got gold, evidently.
You could win the 500 and 1,000 meters.
You didn't
win
give
2 golds.
You didn't give him gold though, did you?
He did just give me gold.
I just went like this. It wasn't like
no. He pointed at me.
Now
I'm keeping gold because you want it so bad.
Oh man,
it's just like having kids.
Well, I'll start spinning to earn the gold.
Oh God. Never mind, man. You can have it. I surrender.
It's nonstop. All right. Oilers won last night. Looked good doing it. They have a chance at 3 in a row. Have you heard that they're going to do for Leon? It's a big, big night for Leon tomorrow night. Going to do all kinds of things for him.
It's 1,000 point celebration, right?
Yeah. Bringing the parents in and, it's going to be a really good time. And Leon deserves it. I mean, I remember when they drafted him, there was no these are the things about Leon. They said he's a big guy, he's very creative, and he can pass the puck. There was nothing about a shot, and they said, he tires at the end of shifts. He's a big guy, and he's not overly fast, but he tires at the end of shifts. Now, I ask you, you've been watching Leon Draisaitl for a decade. If that was the scouting report, I think we can both agree that he worked his self off real hard so that he was not able to have those criticisms when he got the National Hockey League. Speed's fine. Endurance is great. Passing is still great, but he's got a great shot now, too. Nobody even mentioned it. Leon Draisaitl is a combination of a great player and a self-made man, and I don't think it hurt that he was playing with and practicing against Connor McDavid all those years. Speaking of Connor, Blackhawks' Connor Bedard is back, and apparently, I think it was LeBrun and Frank Saravalli who said, looks like he's, practicing on the power play, looks like he could be back. The Sabres are pushing to host the 2026 NHL draft. I don't know why they want it all the time. Because then you make it a showcase. And then you have to, trade up or draft in the top 5. It's like a loser's mentality. It's like when the Oilers used to have like these gigantic, enormous celebrations. We are picking number 1. Okay. And then the next year, we did it again. Yes, you did. I don't think that's a brag, right? I don't think you should be bragging about that. What happened in Ottawa? What in God's name is going on in Ottawa? Don't tell me.
Should we talk about it?
Well, can we? I know it's salacious. Can we talk about it with making it more salacious than it is?
No, sorry. People suck.
Okay.
That's a mic drop because no one can see this, but he's getting up and he's leaving the room.
He did. He just left. He got a hockaloogie on the way out.
For anyone, maybe we should just at least, at the very minimum, recap it for anyone who doesn't know the story.
Okay. You want to do that?
Yeah. So essentially, and I don't like Steve Staios, GM of the team, came out and said it was hearsay. But essentially, Linus Ullmark's mistress told Linus Ullmark's wife.
Is this reportedly?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Told Linus Ullmark's wife he was cheating on the road. And then subsequently, Linus Ullmark told his wife all the guys on the team who cheat on the road. And then Linus Ullmark's wife told the rest of the wives and girlfriends of all the guys who were cheating on the road. And I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, that's I think that's a big management issue right there, if that is the case. And we don't know, but we know that Ullmark is, and Corey Perry out in LA was also put onto some kind of a list too.
That was for an illness in the family.
Yeah. So that's what I thought when I saw the thing about Ullmark was, oh, okay, well, that's what, the probably an illness or whatever. And then I wake up today and I don't like tracking the story is difficult because everybody else seems to know it and they're all going, ha, ha, ha. But it is salacious. And I don't know that anybody's drilled down and reported what is actual factual and what is just trolling. But the fact that the Senators, at some level have spoken to the issue makes it a little more credible, I guess, in my opinion. Is that fair?
Yeah, like, I don't know. The way Steve Staios came out and denied it, like, I don't know. Didn't it almost seem like it was like he denied it like in a way that makes you think like, oh, this is real?
Well, I think it's hard to deny it completely when you've made your goaltender ineligible, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I honestly, this is why big companies, and hockey teams are big companies in the NHL, they hire a PR department. Your first call should be to the PR people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's say that somebody looks just like you, flew up to the space station and made a mess. Okay.
Yep.
Like just made a complete mess. And it's an international story. And then the news people like Global and CTV or CBC, they all come to your house and they knock on the door. They, Declan, we need to talk to you. Don't talk to them. Call a PR company.
Okay.
Because they're going to say, yeah, we're going to have a gentleman in a suit or a lady come over and they are going to talk to the media and they're going to tell them exactly what we want them to hear. And you are not going to speak into a microphone until the trial's over. That's what you do. That's how you do it. And I think the Senators maybe could have used some advice in that way. In the major leagues of baseball, the Detroit Tigers and their top pitcher in baseball, Tarek Skubal, have exchanged their numbers as they go to arbitration. And the numbers are so far apart, 19 million for the Tigers and 32 million for Skubal. And everybody that I observe and pay attention to who knows this stuff is like, what are the Tigers doing? Because it's my understanding is they can come to an agreement, but it's an either or. And all Skubal has to prove is that he's worth 25 million and 1 cent, and he'll get the 32. So it's like a $7 million opportunity for Skubal. And then even if Skubal ends up losing and getting 19 million, now you've pissed off your best player. And why would you do that? Why? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It feels like one of those things that they had a number in mind that they wanted to spend, and they went with that instead of saying, okay, how do we place ourselves in this negotiation in a really strong spot when we get to arbitration? And I think it should have been a little higher than that. See, Jason Garrett's interviewing for the Titans head coaching position. Is that a good move?
I mean, I never loved Jason Garrett as a head coach, and this, like, being a coach is awesome, and if you're a coach, like, that's what you want to do, all that, I get it. But he's kind of found a niche as an analyst, and I think he's doing good at it. So, I don't know, stick with that. Like, be realistic. What is the best outcome with him as the Titans? As
8-8.
Yeah,
8-9.
maybe. Like
Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, like they're so young, and I don't know. I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's kind of. I always like I think they should hire somebody fresh. Somebody who's got a great mind and can make them not boring.
There is something to be said for like hiring a proven commodity, but I don't know how proven of a commodity Jason Garrett is.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's had his time in the league, like, no question. But
I always hold out hope that he'll go to the Cowboys.
I bet you do.
Bring Tony Romo back. Come on now. The fallout from the Hawks trade of Trae Young to the Wizards continues. On my timeline last night, it was still going on. Both sides are like, why did we do this? Why did we make this trade?
Yep.
The Wizards are like, what are we doing? And the Hawks are like, we got rid of him, but now we've got, we're not better. And this is an impact player. This is a high pick. This is a guy making massive dollars. And in the NBA, it really is about matchups, and I get it and I understand it. But from what you told me, there's no real way to make this work no matter how hard they try.
Yeah, like it really feels like both teams lost the trade. Now, Atlanta gets to shed $30 million at the end of the season with CJ McCollum's expiring deal. And like they've said, they want to turn themselves into they want to change their identity into a defensive team. So that's cool. But I just like, okay, so now you're building around Jalen Johnson as a defensive team. Like, can you name another good you just traded for Corey Kispert. Like, is Corey Kispert coming off the bench as the 8th man and locking it down defensively?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not a Hawks beat reporter. Like, I'm sure they have inner workings I'm not privy to, but
sure. Yeah. The Washington Nationals have claimed Paxton Schultz from the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Yankees have claimed Caleb Ort, which is an unusual name. Like, your guy comes in for the Astros last year, and on the back of his jersey is ORT. And you're like, did they miss part of the name? Orton? Something like that? Horton? But it's Ort. Pretty good picture, though. All right, 12:36. Favorite players. Where were you? Did you have something to say?
I was just going to ask the question, did you guys talk about John Morant while I was away?
We didn't.
Why, do you want to?
Well, we can talk about it later. But seeing as I was rumors swirling, the Grizzlies are shopping him right now.
And where might he go?
No idea. I haven't read into it that much. I saw it, and then I went to go help Tater, I think.
Miami's shown interest.
Right.
No, like, seriously.
I know he's got a pipeline to Miami.
Culture.
Dude, so here's the thing about Ja, quickly before we take a break. There is no better organization for him in terms of buttoning him down and disciplining him than Miami. There is no city worse for him to be in than the city of Miami. So it's a real catch-22.
All right.
That's interesting.
Future Portland Trailblazer, John Morant.
What's the most boring NBA city? It's not Portland.
Minnesota?
Just as a city, period?
Yeah. It's Toronto, isn't it?
No, I don't
Toronto's
think so.
exciting.
So you say.
Indianapolis springs to mind.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good poll.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Yeah. Milwaukee, they got beer and
Milwaukee's
cheeseheads,
a good anywhere in the central outside of Chicago, really.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. All right. 12:37 on the way. Declinations. These two gentlemen are going to give their favorite athletes when they were 12, 5 each. And then I'm going to give you my 5 that I recall anyway when I was that age. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So, when you wake up to no heat, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately with no overtime rates. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. No payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and even though it's a few months past Thanksgiving, I want to give thanks right now. This is the time of year when so many people go to the new RV show and buy their new RVs.
All the new RV stores are bragging about the latest makes and models.
That's right, Bob. Those beautiful state-of-the-art RVs are brand new right up until the time they leave the showroom. Then they're used. Just like every quality used RV on our lot, somebody pays full price at the RV show or at the new RV store, and in a matter of seconds, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars less just because they picked it up.
Where does all that money go, Rick?
It stays in our customers' pockets, Bob, because we sell those same RVs just a few years later. If it wasn't for new RV buyers, we'd be out of business. That's why we give thanks every year. You make it all possible.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
It's the best. Honda is the place for service too. I love it. I love my Honda place. Would you buy? Would you buy? Would you buy? You would buy it. You would. It's the place.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Little CanCon for you. What a great band. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Check them out, wolfgmcbuick.com. It's time for Declinations. We do it an hour early on Friday, so Declan can check out a little earlier in terms of, he'll be here in actual body, but spirit-wise, gone right after this segment. Declinations brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more, breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth Double E football coverage online, elksnation.ca. Top five favorite athletes, heroes when you were 12 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like, I wanted to approach it as athletes who got you into the sports.
Okay.
Into sports a little
All
bit.
right. Okay.
Josh, you want to start us off?
Sure. Yeah. My number 5 is Josh Donaldson. That guy ruled. In case you didn't know,
Yeah,
Josh Donaldson was cool as hell. Changed the way that everyone swings the bat now. I love Josh Donaldson. I got to watch a game where at my 12-year-old trip, actually, sat on the third base line. He was still on the team, and they were playing the Angels. So I got to watch Mike Trout and Josh Donaldson play, which was huge for me. Anyways, that's my number 5.
All
It's a good one. My number 5, kind of it's a weird one, obviously, knowing what city we're in and what team I'm a fan of. Jerome McGinley is actually my number 5. I was born in Calgary, but moved here very young, so pretty much been in Edmonton majority of my life. I just thought Jerome McGinley was awesome. Really liked him as a player. And honestly, I think a big part of it was that he was a black athlete dominating in, a white dominant sport. And I just thought that was, very, very cool. And
his dad, Elvis, is a lawyer in town.
Yeah. They used to have their
that sign would be downtown. Of for Aginla's dad.
Yeah.
And you drive every time we drove by it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, as in like drunk. He's like, my dad would go, yeah, that's his dad. No way.
Yeah. I talked to him a few times, and he's so proud of us, obviously, right? But it was a great story. He is such a good and human as well, Jerome McGinley. Nothing. I know he's a Flames icon, but he really is a human icon. He's a great
Absolutely.
guy.
And when he went ring chasing at the end of his career, like I really
Boston,
did
man.
want him to.
Oh, me too. I wanted to win with
Well,
Boston.
Pittsburgh, because he went to Pittsburgh, didn't win, and then he left and Pittsburgh won, right?
Yeah.
And then he went to Boston, didn't win there, left Boston, and they won, right?
Yeah.
And then went to Colorado, obviously never won there. But I was hoping he was going to get one.
And the Kings. Can't forget about the Kings.
Went to the Kings at the very end of his career, yeah.
My number 4, as mentioned in my last one, Mike Trout. Awesome. This is the reason I'm an Angels fan, unfortunately. So fast, so strong, awesome fielder. And I was playing baseball at the time, so just like Mike Trout was the personification of who I wanted to be as a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
I was not fast. I was not strong. So obviously nothing like that.
But you could jump and catch fly balls.
I could not do that either. The only thing that I even remotely am close to a Mike Trout at this point in my life is size. And he is still much thicker than I am, but in a healthier way.
I'm so sad his last 3 or 4 years haven't been great.
How do you only go to the playoffs once when you have the best player of his generation?
People are calling him the GOAT.
Yeah. I had that as an in or out topic one time. It was like, outside of Barry Bonds, Mike Trout will be the greatest athlete of all time to never have a ring when he retires.
Yeah, I mean, that's
if Connor McDavid never gets one.
Right. Yep. Or Dustin Wolf.
Well, he's making a case right
2029.
That's right. As said.
All right. Number 4.
My number 4, yeah, kind of a different one in the sense of like, I don't look back and be like, yeah, I'm a fan of this player now. But it was more of a cultural impact thing, like Allen Iverson for me.
I loved Allen.
We would draw pictures in elementary school, and I would draw pictures of Allen Iverson and Ben Wallace. Like Allen Iverson had me wanting cornrows as a white guy up in Canada. And his game was obviously just pure electricity. He did it undersized. And again, like I don't look back now and like defend Allen Iverson. I actually think I'm harder on kind of what he was incredible, but I'm harder on what he did with that 0-1 team than a lot of people. Like I think people act like he just scored 80 points a game and the rest of the team just like pissed on the floor or something. And that wasn't really the case. Well, coach of the year, 6th man of the year, defensive player of the year. But my point being is like Allen Iverson was just like he broke into pop culture really for me as a kid and really just set the precedent of like NBA players being super cool and being someone you can like look up to as an athlete.
He was the first pop culture icon that like I think there was in sports, really. Because
Jordan was
just an icon. I wouldn't say he was a pop culture icon because he's he's in the
really.
McDonald's ads and he was worldwide. But like Allen Iverson was like, hey man, this guy's cool.
Like he was getting referenced in like Scary Movie 2 and stuff.
Exactly.
Whatever it was.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. My number 3. Now I meant to clarify this before we got here, but I forgot. But he was sick, played for the Double-E, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. Mike Riley, that was the quarterback. I loved Mike Riley.
He was a real general, man.
Dude, I loved it. Like we had Elks season tickets, or I guess there were Esks season tickets at the time, all through my childhood. So I got to go to one game a year. I loved watching Mike Riley play. He was
awesome. In control. He was good that way.
Like one of the reasons that the Elks were the green and gold, who cares, as good as they were at the time. Like he was awesome. I loved watching him play. So Mike Riley, that's my number 3.
Yeah, he was awesome. From here on out, it's all Rough Rider players. So just a heads up. Number 3, Kerry Joseph.
Great player.
Yeah, quarterback who won in 2007 with them. Like I liked Darian Durant more as a quarterback, but I was older when Darian Durant, obviously won the Grey Cup in 2013 and was the established starter. But in 2007, like I remember my dad showed me the newspaper when he left for Toronto, and I just like didn't understand the business of sport at all. I was like, "What do you mean he's leaving for Toronto? It's like, why would he go there?" I just was like, "Well, it's like it's a money decision." I was like, "What do you mean? Like he's the Rough Riders quarterback. He's supposed to be the Rough Riders quarterback."
It's so great when you're little, right? Like it's just black and white.
Obviously, like Marcus Crandall was there. He was one of the early guys, and Elon Green and stuff. But Kerry Joseph was the one who really
he was a great quarterback
and won the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
So Kerry Joseph, my number 3.
Yep.
Awesome sauce. My number 2, Mika Kiprusoff.
Well, he was a great goalie.
That dude ruled. Obviously the Flames played a lot in my house when I was a kid, and he was there, and I loved it. I loved watching Mika Kiprusoff play. We had puzzles of him and like jerseys and stuff all around the house, and super fun name to say, by the way. When I was a kid, I'd be like, Mika Kiprusoff.
For sure.
So, and then obviously you go back and you look at it. I go back and look at it now as a more aware sports fan. I'm like, he really did rule. Like
he was, and he did not. He won a Stanley Cup. They just didn't give it to him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No.
So yeah, Mika Kiprusoff, my number 2.
My number 2, Corey Holmes.
Holy moly!
What a player, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Return man. One season he had like 3,400 yards total between rush. He had like 600 rushing, 500 receiving, 1,000 some punt return, 1,000 some kickoff. He was electricity personified. He was awesome. My friend, he used to make Yu-Gi-Oh cards with a printer when we were like 5 or something, and he made me a Corey Holmes. No, maybe a little older. He made me a Corey Holmes one. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. No idea what happened to it. I wish I would have framed it. But yeah, he was just, because also at that age, like when you're that young, however old I was, like 5, 6, 7, 8, like you don't really understand the game, and you just see like electricity, and he was electric, and always love him for that.
Yeah.
My number 1 should be surprising to nobody. It was Declan's number 5, Jerome McGinley.
Wonderful player.
Love Jerome McGinley. Only hockey jersey I personally own right now is a Jerome McGinley jersey.
Oh, nice.
It's awesome. I love pulling that buck out. Again, one of those things where I was too young to like understand like what I was watching was as great as it was. And you go back and you watch him now, and you're just like, man, this guy, like on top, sick goals, sick hands, fast.
And he
like,
could fight.
Dude, that's another reason I liked him so much.
Dude, he got in there scrappy as all hell. I love everything about Jerome McGinley. I don't know if you want to have the debate on who's the greatest. Is it him or Lanny McDonald? I don't care. To me, he is the greatest Flame to ever play.
I would say Ginla is because McDonald, quite a bit of his career was gone by the time he got to Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And Ginla obviously came over from Dallas in the trade for Joe Nieuwendyk. All right, Declan, number 1.
My number 1, James Patrick. Little bit older, but he was defensive back for Saskatchewan. I just loved his game, man. He was my favorite player as a kid.
Had a big Grey Cup too, right?
Well, James Johnson had the big 07 Grey Cup, if that's what, But him and Tyrone Brackenridge, that was more when I was a teenager, tied for my favorite players ever, favorite Rough Riders ever. But yeah, James Patrick, I just loved him as a DB because I always, like, I guess as far as I can remember, wanted to be a DB. So always loved him as a DB. And now time for your top 5, which might resonate more with the listeners.
Well, I don't know because I picked 12. So everything that I'm about to say to you was Lowetide when he was 12 or younger. And they're not in any particular order. So Bobby Orr was my hero, like flat out. And I lived in a Toronto Maple Leafs house. And when Frank Mahovlich got traded, it got a little easier to be a Bruins fan. But until then, everybody watched the Leafs. And I would, like, if they were playing the Bruins, I got to watch, but I loved Bobby Orr. He was my favorite as a kid. Rusty Staub, Montreal Expos, the first great player the Expos had. I loved Rusty Staub too, Le Grand Orange. And I had his hockey cards. I think he was Orange Crush. He was a sponsor for. That's all I drank when they let me drink. That and High C, which I don't want to talk about. And I think he was at CIBC, and I believe I started my first bank account at CIBC. Okay. So Rusty Staub, Bobby Orr, those are the 2 main ones. Dave Keon, because I grew up in a Toronto Maple Leafs house, so it does, some of that stays, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nancy Green. I'll say Nancy Green because she won in '68 in Grenoble the giant slalom gold medal for the Olympics, and it was such a major story. Even at my age, I whatever age I was, I remember that story because she was everywhere, like for the Olympics, and then afterwards forever. Nancy Green, if you're a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. She was just very famous and one of the great athletes of the century. I think she was voted female athlete of the century. And so Nancy Green would be one. And then the last one, I'm cheating a little bit. I watched the game, the 71 Grey Cup. The Calgary Stampeders won, and in that game, Herm Harrison played. I remember the name Herm Harrison. I remember watching Herm Harrison. Later in my life, I met Herm Harrison, who lived in Calgary his whole life, basically. And he was a brilliant guy, a grand gentleman, and I considered him a friend. And so I'm going to cheat a little bit because even though I knew about him when I was like however old, 10, I didn't know him as a person and what a great person he was until I was much older. But I needed a fifth, and I can't think of a better name than Herm Harrison. All right. You guys have never heard of any of those guys except Orr, I'm sure.
That was a great list.
Yeah. Tell me about Rusty Staub.
Oh, man. So he could do things on a surfboard you couldn't even imagine.
Great name. Fantastic golfer. Could really pound that drive.
Man. What's the first 45 you ever bought? You didn't buy one, did you?
No. I've bought them as gifts. I've never bought one for myself. And I couldn't tell you what the first one was.
What's the first record you went to buy?
Bon Jovi, Have a Nice Day.
Okay. What about you?
I think the first record I ever bought was the one I just got my mom for Christmas, which is the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack on vinyl.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay. Mine was A Foot in Cold Waters, Make Me Do Anything You Want on Daffodil Records. It was CanCon. I didn't even know. Later in my life, I would spend hours trying to find CanCon. So maybe it was fitting. Pride and Prejudice, eh?
That's her favorite.
No.
It's her favorite.
Nice light, reading and movie.
I'm very aware. To this day, I've never seen Pride and Prejudice. She always wanted me to watch it. And the more she would like push me to watch it, the more I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch it. The closest I ever got was I was sick. And like, I was, it was one of those times where you're sick and you're like laying in your parents' bed and she's like, oh, okay, we'll just turn on Pride and Prejudice. I fell asleep before the opening credits and I woke up, I swear to God, as they were rolling credits. Wow. It was like top cast or whatever. Keira Knightley. I woke up and was like, I feel much better. She goes, you slept through that whole thing. I went, fantastic.
Yeah. When one of my favorite stories about my daughter when she was little, I'd say, hey, we're gonna watch Princess Diary,
the Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride. Sorry, I said we're gonna watch Princess Bride, and she go, Dad, I don't want to watch it. And now, for the last 2 decades, she'll say, Dad, can we watch Princess Bride? It's a great thing.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
All-time first date movie, by the way.
Oh, really? Eh?
Oh, yeah. Like when people are like, oh, or just a date movie, I guess.
No, I thought Walking Tall with Buford T. Pusser would have been the first date movie you'd go for.
No. That's my go-to fifth date movie.
Saw 7 for me.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on. What do you mean you've never seen Old Boy? Come on.
You guys, if they ever come up, like sports radio is the best radio I've ever worked. I've been in the business for 45 years. But you two, if they ever came up with like a horror movie radio station, you guys would be in like Flynn.
If they came up with a movie radio station, Deck and I would be like Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo on Sunday nights.
We're gonna record a rewatchables.
Yeah, this is exactly where we're at. We're giving our 50 most rewatchable movies of the century so far.
50?
Well, that's what Bill Simmons did. And I can't wait to big dog him and go, number 15, Limitless.
16?
No, he says 16. I say 15.
I like
big
that.
dog him like that.
My number one will shock you.
Of this century?
Yeah, this century alone.
Oh, man, I don't know.
I don't want to spoil it, but I don't think it's a movie people would associate me with.
Saw 7.
No, and I've seen it. It's my number one for a reason.
Did Caillou make a movie?
It's oh man, what was the name of that turtle?
Teenage Mutant.
No. Franklin. There we go.
Oh,
Franklin the turtle.
It's Frank. Who was the one who was Paddington Bear? Did you ever watch
Hey,
that?
Paddington Bear was awesome.
I've seen Paddington.
Yeah.
Paddington 2.
Yeah.
It and Citizen Kane were two of the only movies with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes until they found negative reviews for both of them.
Who are the weird triangle head people who had the weird pudding? What were they called? Teletubbies?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Teletubbies.
There was
they
a
had
Roly
round
Poly
faces.
Oly.
Oh, that's the one. Roly Poly Oly.
But we admit Caillou was the most irritating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's very well known in the in the interwebs.
All right. 12:57 on the way. Steve Lansky, if he's listening, I'm sure he's got an opinion on all of this. And we'll have more of your comments about the Edmonton Oilers last night and can they win 3 in a row, and Leon's big night tomorrow night. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. Time for an update with Declan Krueger.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street. Now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 to 2. You can also visit customfloorsinc.ca and bring your next flooring project to life. Late night in the NHL, just 3 games. Chicago hosts Washington, Kings are in Winnipeg, and the Blues head to Utah to play the Mammoth lone game. The PWHL is Vancouver playing Ottawa. And coming up in just a couple minutes here, Team Canada's women's Olympic hockey team will be unveiled. At the junior level, Oil Kings continue their road trip with a stop in Saskatoon. The BCHL, the Saints host Okotoks out in Spruce Grove, while Chilliwack plays the Crusaders in Sherwood Park. And in the AJ, Devon, Drayton Valley, and Bonnyville, all with home games just outside our city. Raptors back at it tonight, taking on the Celtics from TD Garden. Tip-off at 5. 9 other games in the association, including Memphis hosting the Thunder, Knicks in Phoenix, and Milwaukee playing the Lakers in the nightcap. Semifinal number 2 in the college football playoff. Country's number 1 team, Indiana, playing host to the Oregon Ducks in the Peach Bowl from Atlanta. Kickoff 5:30. And collegiate sports in the city. Bears and Pandas basketball host U of S at the Saville Center beginning at 7. Pandas basketball undefeated 17-0 on the season. Griffin men's hockey host Trinity Western at the DCA. Puck drop at 7. And the Ukes men's hockey team also playing home to Concordia. Puck drop at 6 at the Nate Arena. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal so free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Mr. Rooter goes skiing. Sick gear, Mr. Rooter. Are you ready to hit the slopes?
Not yet. I need to report a possible crime.
Oh no, what's happening?
I saw a bunch of hooligans discussing shredding the half pipe. As a plumber, I've taken the Hippocratic Oath to do no harm and act in the best interest of all pipes, whether PVC, copper, or otherwise.
It's made of snow, Mr. Rooter.
No, things are worse than I had feared.
There's no better plumber than Mr. Rooter.
Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Friday edition. Just around the corner. We'll have a few comments about a great football game, great college game last night. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick, family owned and community driven. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. Joined now by our friend Steve Lansky. Steve, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. They're about to announce the women's Canadian team for the Olympics, the Olympic Games, and I can't. Whenever this conversation of the Canadian women's hockey team comes up, I just go back to, I think it was 2002, the 2002 Winter Olympic gold medal game. I believe that was the one where every penalty, I swear to God, was called against Canada, and it was farcical. Except Canada won, and then Haley Wickenheiser had that brilliant comment after the game. Don Cherry and maybe Terry Leibel, I can't recall exactly. Do you remember that? And am I right on 2002?
I don't. I was loving your story, but you said 2002, and all I'm thinking about is like Joe Sakic, Salt Lake City, and then so I'm stuck on that. I don't remember that, but I like the story.
Man, I just it made me so angry. Although Bob Cole's Joe Sakic will also be memorable forever, right?
Everything Bob Cole did was memorable on and off camera.
You've talked about Bob Cole many times, and I've never really ascertained whether or not, like, I know you respected him as a legend, but was he a warm guy that you could have a beer with?
Was Bob Cole a warm guy? What's stronger than no? Bob was not Bob was really happy when everything that Bob wanted to happen was happening. When the slightest, and I mean the slightest little thing happened that Bob wasn't happy with, Bob was not happy. There was a direct connection between Bob and happiness. If it's what Bob wants, Bob's happy. Otherwise, we got to deal with Bob. And a lot of producers were way more patient with that, what's the word I'm looking for, crap, than I was.
Was Dave Hodge a similar personality? Because I just know that I mean, I loved watching Dave Hodge. I think he's wildly entertaining as a broadcaster. But as a personality, was he a perfectionist and things had to go right?
So you asked two questions. Was Dave similar to Bob? No, he was not.
Okay.
Dave was cynical, very cynical. Sometimes too cynical, most times not. But Dave was very focused on justice and doing what's right and doing what we should be doing, hence the pencil flip and him getting fired. A lot of people didn't like it when Dave pushed back, but every single time I saw Dave push back, it was for the absolute right reason. Bob did it for Bob. Dave did it because it was right.
So how close in terms of personality are you to Dave Hodge?
I think if I was in Dave Hodge's position, I would, on-camera host, I got to be honest with you, I think I'd be real close. I really do. Especially if I was where he was in his career. I mean, he was very successful on radio and on television, radio in Toronto, and then in Vancouver, I believe. So Dave had a certain stature that he wanted to make sure he personified. Well, I couldn't say that any better if I tried. I have a feeling he and I would be similar in that sense.
Yeah. It's funny how many legends of broadcasting in Canada are they're fascinating people too. Jim McKinney, another one who wasn't on national television, I don't think, but he was legendary in Toronto for a long, long time. And we've had broadcasters out here, Brian Hall, Wes Montgomery. They seem to, Rod Phillips, they seem to fit the local terrain very well. Do you, most people who of a certain age, I guess yours and my age, mourn the past for the great all-time golden years, in this case, broadcasting. Do you feel everything was better 30 years ago, or are there things that are better now?
No, there are lots of things that are better now. What I mourn is the intensity with which everyone in our position, producers, on-air people, uh, the intensity with which we embraced what we were doing and the value and this is getting a little esoteric. The value and strength and intensity we put into it, like we didn't just live it, Al. I mean, and it still is. You don't get it out of your bones. It's in my bones. It's not coming out. So when I look at today, I love good creative. I love good creative television. I mean, last night Gene Principe is talking to Bob Stauffer on television, and Bob is going on a little long, and Gene just has a biscuit that he got earlier, and he just takes a bite out of the biscuit. And I thought, now, unfortunately, he made a comment about it. He shouldn't have. He should have just carried right on, because at home, I'm going, oh my God, Bob's going so long, Gene's eating the biscuit. Like, I thought that is a really funny thing to do and clever and witty at the time. I miss that. I didn't like the exposition afterwards. We get it. We know why you took a bite of the biscuit, because Bob's long-winded. I get it. You don't need to explain it. I thought that was funny. I missed just the full investment from everybody in sports television.
What I miss is, and I get it sometimes, but I watched Howie Meeker because I learned things. I listened to Scotty Bowman because I learned things. I felt I was smarter, I like McTavish. I like Bob. I like my friend Jason Strudwick, and most of the panel on the Sportsnet group I like. But I feel like on the national broadcast, it's just a visit, and I feel like somebody needs to. It needs more structure and urgency.
No argument. Structure is a thing, and in my day, structure came from two places. It came from Ralph Mellenby, who was our executive producer, and Ralph and you talked about Dave Hodge. Ralph and David got along really well because Ralph and Dave were the same. Ralph and Dave wanted the best show, period. The discussion's over. There's no, what about, no. They wanted the best show. That was also in my bones. I think that was also in John Shannon's bones. I'm not sure it's in anybody's anymore. So the structure came from Ralph, and the structure came from those of us in the truck who, I mean, I don't even know how to explain this in words. Like, we didn't just live and breathe it. It was on our mind every day. And when you mentioned Howie Meeker, when we sat at the bar with Howie Meeker, all we did was learn. I'd listen to Howie. I'd listen about him talking about coaching the Maple Leafs. I'd listen about him playing. I'd listen to all the things he said because it would appear later in some sort of work that I did. I think those days and those people are few and far between now.
Yeah, I and maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for a younger set who are more focused on those things. But I do miss, how he used to, back it up, stop it. But he'd show Frank Mahovlich making a mistake. He'd say, kids, don't play like the Leafs. But then he'd show something positive too, right? Like I felt like Howie Meeker was passionate about the game, and he didn't want to show anybody up, but he did want to teach people, and he had a desire to inform. And it was contagious. I never missed it. I used to watch his TV shows, and when he took over from, I believe, Bob Goldham, and I would never miss when he was doing something. When the Flyers lost Rick McLeish in the final, and Howie Meeker said, "Well, they're not going to win now," and they didn't. And I was like, he had a way about him. He had a certainty about him that I appreciated.
I think it was a simpler time, a less complicated time. One of the things I watch now is there'll be a penalty, but instead of showing the penalty, we'll show a save, another save, a hit, and then the penalty. I get it. You got 16, you got 8 machines, 16 choices of replays, all kinds of different angles. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And I think that there's got to be a thought, hey, just because we can do this, let's make it a little better program and not do that. But that thinking seems to have died.
All right, Steve Lansky, our guest inside the Truck podcast on Sports 1440 and YouTube. By the way, you look lovely on YouTube, Steve.
Thanks very much. I just realized about a day ago that now I have to worry about apparel. So I can't wear the Oilers sweatshirt that I love. Now I got to mix it up. So this is next week. I think maybe Hawaiian shirt. I'm thinking.
Oh, I would love you in a Hawaiian shirt. Maybe we could get some goofy glasses, those eyes that bunch out. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, but anyway.
Jays haven't signed anybody yet. It sounds like Bichette's not coming back to Toronto, but Tucker might be. I love that lefty bat with hair on his ass, and Tucker is one. I'm excited about the Jays. I'm not a Jays fan. I'm just excited to cover the story this year because I think they're going to be very interesting.
What do you know? When spring training starts?
It's the day after my son's birthday, so February 15th.
Yeah. So I'm lying in bed the other day, and I look over at my wife and I go, "You realize spring training is next month?" And she's like, "What?" It seems like it just ended. Like it's so fresh. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm like fully excited because it doesn't even feel like there was an off season. Now they only went a month longer than normal, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like so ready to go and so into it. And I got to tell you, I was exhausted after October. Like I was wasted after watching every single pitch of that entire postseason run. So
Right.
I'm still running on the ground.
74 days until opening day too. So like it's spring training is not far away, and we're really not far away from the season. A couple of months.
I cannot wait. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. So what you doing? You watching any AJ stuff? What are you doing with your life?
Hey, I got an AJ game tomorrow. We're off to Mexico in a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. And just that we had some people here, so kind of coming down, decompressing, that kind of thing. But I'm kind of taking it easy now. This is kind of between looking forward to the Super Bowl, but I got an AJ game tomorrow. Dragons at Canucks.
I've been to Mexico and I watched winter ball down in Mexico. Maybe you should catch it. It's great ball if you're in a city that has it.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I'm going to have to decide. I don't know if I can play that card or not. I have to give that. I've played a lot of cards lately. I have to there's going to be a lot of sports this weekend, a lot of National Football League. So I'm going to have to decide what cards to play.
Yeah, no, I mean, but play it cool. I know that how to do that, right? Where it's a slide piece,
I don't have cool. I don't have cool. My voice may be cool, but my eyes are like crazy eyes all over the place. So I don't have cool.
Well, why don't you couple it with something like say, hey, you know what I was thinking? Why don't we I found this great restaurant, but apparently the best time to go is like 9:30. So on the way there's a ballpark and there's a baseball game. So I thought we'd watch a little bit. We'll leave before it's over. Don't worry about it. And then we go over there at a better time when we can see the sunset and it's nice and warm and we get the best atmosphere. You could do that.
I could, except this is 2026. And the last time that worked was 1983 when we'd been together for a year. I could still throw that one out there and it might get this. I don't even finish the first sentence on this one. And she's like, what do you want? What scheme are you trying to hatch? So, I mean, that ship sailed so long ago. It's made 43 trips around the earth.
Yeah. You're the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria is what you are. All right. Have a great weekend. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Al. Take care.
There you go. Steve Lansky. Good guy. Enjoyed that very much. I love when he talks about the old-timey television era. It was a simpler time, you're right. But I felt more informed, I do like the look. I like Gage. I like Strutty. Mac T is excellent. He really is excellent. And I like when he talks about Chris Knobloch. I like to know his opinion of what Chris Knobloch's doing. So that to me is really informative stuff. I like the Vancouver broadcast of Sportsnet very much. Do you like the Calgary broadcast?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
I like that it's not Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusque.
Okay.
No shade to those guys.
No, but you're watching the Flames, right?
But I'm watching the Flames. So
Yeah.
obviously I get more insight out of that. Not just because obviously they've been watching this stuff a lot longer than I have. And sometimes I can't catch all the bits of the game. So there's a lot more insight that I can have into my team.
Who's your favorite broadcaster on television? Any sport?
Oh man. We were just talking about him yesterday. For the
Coward?
Hornets, Declan.
Eric Collins.
Eric Collins.
No, he's the correct answer.
He is awesome sauce.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He called a Panthers game this year, and everyone was like, why is he calling this like it's the Super Bowl? Like this is just a Dolphins Panthers matchup.
You talked about that.
I talked about this because it's like this is what you want from commentators or play-by-play guys or whatever. Is like you want to feel the excitement and everything, and that's what he brings every single time. Unfortunately, the first time I ever heard Eric Collins, it was Jeremy Lamb hitting a half-court shot against the Raptors the year they won the championship. So it's like, oh, Jeremy Lamb.
My favorite one is still, I forget whose dunk it was, but basically like it's a fast break and Eric Collins is, I'll play it actually later in the show. Eric Collins is like, what's this gonna be? Hum diddly dee.
Oh, that's I think that's a Miles Bridges dunk.
It might have been Miles
years ago.
Bridges.
I
Also,
love that. That's great.
The time has passed, but I had the most perfect joke lined up for right after that Steve interview. I didn't have a chance to jump in and say it, but it would have been perfect.
Say it.
Nah, the moment's passed. No,
please.
because you had mentioned the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Right.
And right after, I was going to be like, were you doing him in the bottom drinking sangria? Would have been perfect.
It's still
it would have been
funny.
my magnus opus.
Oh, there you go.
Magnum opus.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about what you want to talk about via the text line with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440. At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Waking up tired.
Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
Escape the cold and catch the hottest sports action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Not a bad seat in the house. All the games and tons of big screens. Plus, Selly's menu has something for everyone, along with game night food and drink features. And this January, Oilers watch parties continue. So bring your friends and cheer loud and proud. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Sports 1440, Friday edition. Honestly, we're all delighted to be here as we always are, but on Friday there's a little extra oomph. There just is, because it's been a long week. We've talked a lot. We want to get everything that we can, but I think most people just really look forward to Friday afternoon, get the weekend off, which I'm assuming, a lot of our audience does. Now, you work tomorrow morning, but not tomorrow night, Josh.
No, I work tomorrow morning and tomorrow night.
I thought you said you weren't going to the bar.
Tonight.
No, I don't work at the bar tonight, which I'm pretty amped up about.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
things are good.
What about you, Declan? What are you doing this weekend?
I'll probably watch the NFL playoffs. I'd maybe go skating.
The NFL playoffs. I wish they would
promote it a little bit.
Promote it a little, because oftentimes it's Sunday night, and I'm like, oh damn it, I missed the NFL games. Because they don't really talk about it that much.
And no one really
But you
cares.
should know, because it's Sunday. There's football on.
I stopped in my life.
They've been promoting it for 75 years.
Yeah, I know. I'm teasing.
Hey, I've got Eric Collins call if you want to hear it.
Okay, go ahead.
Jones, what's this gonna be? Jones.
Is that not?
Well, it's exciting, right?
That was, oh my,
What was the
he's
score
awesome.
on that clip?
Oh, I just dropped the clip. I'll find it.
Can't you just hit the forward arrow?
No, because it was in my bookmarks.
Oh. Anyways, regardless.
Inside sports.
It just, he's so nails. Or that's what Declan said. I said Electric Factory. Make the calls fun, guys.
Well, there is a certain amount of that. And I mean, maybe we're not,
93-87. Close game.
It was close.
How much time in the
6 left in the fourth?
Ooh, pretty close to clutch time.
All right, we're going to talk NFL in two shakes, but I want to talk about this Grizzlies Jean Morant trade you were talking about. They're open to it, but we haven't really gotten our heads around where he might go and what it might look like, or have we?
Well, I don't think there's I don't know. I haven't seen anything about there being a front runner. I don't know if there is an organization that is a front runner. Jean Morant at this stage in his career, I think he is much better than these two players, but I do put him in the Trae Young, LaMelo Ball category.
Okay.
Where I think he is, I think he's a better player than those guys, and I still think he can turn it on and be Trae Young and LaMelo Ball. All credit to them because they got a bunch of talent and they're very good, but they're going to put up some nice numbers on a team that's going to win 35 games. That is who they are. Jean Morant, I think, is kind of trending and maybe even is in that category.
He's 26, right?
I think he has the ability to turn it around, but also it cannot be understated. The fall he has had from 2022 is unparalleled. The fall off I can't even put into words. Now, as far as a good fit, because Miami, I saw a report that Miami would like to have him, and I do think Miami would be a good fit for Jean Morant. The organization is an organization that prides themselves on structure, hard work, discipline, and buying into the rest of the team. Those are all things that Jean Morant absolutely needs to be a part of his mental moving forward. He can't have free reign of an organization, of a lowly organization like he's had in Memphis. He needs structure. He needs a coach he can be accountable to. He needs vets that can hold him accountable. Now, that said, the city of Miami is probably the worst city you could put Jean Morant in because he's incredibly immature. He likes to live a little outside the box, and Miami's a city filled with temptation. Basketball fit, 100%. City fit, 0%. Can they make it work? We'll see.
What does he do well? Three-pointer?
He's athletic as hell.
Maybe the most athletic ever.
We're talking
interesting.
The Jean Morant highlight that I'll remember for the rest of my life. They're playing in, I think it was still Staples Center at the time.
The block?
Yeah. Two-handed block, 11 feet in the air. And he's 6'2" or something. He's not very tall. And just gets up, full hand on the ball above the backboard, takes it away. I was like, I'm blown away.
It wasn't above the backboard. It was above the rim though.
No, but it was like half the ball was above the backboard.
Yeah, it was up there, but it wasn't above the backboard.
It was high up.
It was high up. Someone tweeted that block looks like in the Disney movie when they suspend a kid up with wires to make the block in the big championship game. And it really was like he floated through the air and just kind of two-hand blocked it. His athleticism is like nothing we've ever seen, but he's got to figure it out.
All right, let's do some NFL talk. You ready to go through the weekend schedule?
Yeah.
Okay. Rams, Panthers, tomorrow, 2:30 our time?
2:30 our time.
All right.
On Fox.
Okay. So what do we like about
in case you want to
game?
catch some Fox News after?
What do you like about why should I think the Panthers have a chance?
Because they beat the Rams once already this year.
Yep, that would be the reason. The Rams, I think their biggest problem this year was a lack of consistency. But when they play at the top of their game, I think they're the favorites. Like I think they're the best team in the NFC. I expect them to play at that top level against the Panthers. Not just against the Panthers. Like it's the playoffs now. So I expect them to play at the top level of their capabilities moving forward. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily think they'll make the Super Bowl. There are other good teams in the NFC. There are great teams in the NFC West. But the Panthers, they kind of limped in. I'm happy they're there. I like the Panthers. I think it's awesome they won the division. They're probably not that good. They did beat the Rams. But when both teams play at their top level, it should be a runaway for the Rams.
Okay. You agree. You concur.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay.
Good takes.
This is, I think, for me, outside of the Eagles game, this is the most interesting one just because Packers-Bears is like smash mouth, or at least what I think will be smash mouth. But further exciting is that the Bears are using the forward pass, and that's unusual.
This game is going to be awesome. I can't wait to turn that sunbuck on. Like this is one of those playoff matchups that you always hope for. Historic franchises going at each other. Obviously, the Packers are on a 3-game skid right now. Haven't been able to find a W, but again, like Declan said, when referring to the Rams, it's the playoffs. Everyone's bringing their A game, and this is in Soldier Field. Like this is as historic can get, really, for a playoff game. So I'm pretty amped up to watch this. I have the Bears. I think the Bears are just that much better. No Micah Parsons for Green Bay. They're just banged up all the way around. And I think this is Ben Johnson being like, yeah, I got some electric calls to make here. And Caleb Williams is going to show up and show out.
Yeah, the Bears also finished the season on that 2-game skid. I've been really battling with this one. I think, like, I really don't know. I feel like this kind of should be the Bears. Like, I think, okay, let me phrase it like this. I think it's the Bears to lose, and I think they might lose it. But I think Green Bay getting 1.5 on the road
when they're on a 3-game
ending
losing
the season
streak.
The way they did is pretty indicative of what Vegas thinks of this Bears team, which I think is a little harsh. I don't know. Like this one, I hate to say it. I hate to throw my hands up and be a fence sitter. No one likes that guy, but I got to sit on the fence on this one.
Is it, I'm going to ask this about New England when we talk about New England. But is it like a 1 year early for this forward pass Chicago Bears team? Like, is it 1 year early for them?
I don't think so. Because even though Caleb's very young, they got skill position players who aren't. They got a head coach who is, obviously it's his first year coaching the Bears, first year as a head coach, but he's been in the game and been such a dynamic OC for so long, or what's felt like so long, I should say. I don't think they're ahead of schedule. Like, I think with the Patriots, you can say they're ahead of schedule, and I know you're going to ask that later. I don't feel that way about the Bears, but I still don't know. Like, I really don't know. If I have to pick a team, I'll pick the Bears, but I don't know.
However, now that I remember, we had a Bears guest on yesterday. They might be without DJ Moore, which is a big problem.
Luther Burden, get ready.
However, never thought I'd say this in a million years. They got DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
And the Packers are bad against the run.
Bet they miss Kenny Clark.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So That for you is going to be the game of the weekend?
Oh, that's the marquee matchup.
No.
I mean, obviously, like Bills Jags personally for me, but when you look at the landscape as a whole, yeah, that one.
Okay, let's go to Bills Jags because, like, I thought you guys would slam dunk the Bills here.
It's not that easy.
I don't know. I'm picking the Bills to win. I'm not going to pick against them. But man, like the Jags I thought they were frauds 12 games into the season, and they're not. They're just a good football team, and they're playing at home. And Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence is hovering in my top 5 MVP ladder this season, and what he was able to do with that Jags team.
And he has to overcome that haircut too. So
poor bastard.
Yeah.
I guess I have this question. This is the one I've been thinking about. What kind of stat line does Josh Allen have to have in a loss for you to not say this is Josh Allen's fault?
Ooh, that's a really
Great question. 300 yards, 3 total touchdowns.
3 total touchdowns. So that's like the minimum we're talking about here. Because I was thinking, so that's for you.
But you know what? Like, I'll also say this: if like
no picks, obviously.
If the defense is like constantly flipping field position, and he's always getting short fields to work with, and he's, not finishing the drives, even if his stat line's impressive, I would still point and say, Josh, you got to finish these drives.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
All right.
Because I was thinking about it. I was like, he's got to have 450 yards, basically 4 tuds.
Yeah, and
I'm in the same place as you, but for the internet as a whole and like football fans across the nation, I'm like, he's got to put up a historic performance for people to go,
yeah,
man, wasn't Josh Allen's fault.
Like, I hate to say it because this team can't stop the run. Defense isn't very good. It's also like, if you're Josh Allen, you probably just shouldn't be losing to the Jags. Like there's that narrative too.
Yeah, but like, again, we had Jarrett Bell on the morning show, and he was like, yeah, I don't know. Does Josh Allen know how to stop the run? Like,
no, they're putrid, man.
The run defense is bad, but they have a top-ranked pass defense.
Yeah, but okay. So if the other team just runs it up the gut and they can't stop it,
you just got to hope they can get some stops there.
The fantastic, pass defense won't get a workout because they're running the ball for 6 yards.
I think this is a big game for Sean McDermott also.
Yeah, I agree with that because you got to go. It does feel like if they are Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a defensive head coach. And if you're let down by the defense 5 years in a row,
doesn't look good.
Yeah.
There's a problem there.
Past. Yeah. 49ers, Eagles. I'm going to cheer for the Eagles, but I know that the 49ers are formidable. Last I checked, the Eagles were favored. Are they still favored?
6-point favorites.
This is nuts.
God, that moved up from this morning.
Yeah, it was
5.5.
It was, dude. It was like last week. It was 3.5.
That's not good. Not good. I don't like that.
The Niners are just banged up.
They're so
constantly.
But they could still beat the Eagles. The Eagles, I know they play boring, and I like boring in the playoffs, but they have looked really bad offensively at times this year. If they have a stinker like that, they won't win.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if you guys remember, 49ers were my preseason pick to make the Super Bowl out of the NFC. But I think the Eagles win this game.
Okay.
I think I still think I'm nuking +6 for the Niners just because it's a playoff game, like Shanahan. But I think I like the Eagles to win this game.
This reeks of like, this is going to come down to like a 2-point conversion.
Oh, could you imagine if I put the whole account on Niners +6 and it doesn't hit?
That'd be bad. I like the Niners in this one. I don't know what it is. I just got a gut feeling it's like something's going to happen here.
Long field goal for the Eagles wins it.
Is Jake Elliott the one kicking it?
Well,
nope. Tyler Loop. He's been picked up. Gets cut by the
Guys
Ravens.
got another kicker I don't know about.
Chargers, Patriots.
See, I actually think the Chargers could win this game.
Me too.
But I kind of also think I think the Chargers will find a way to lose this game.
Is it because of Connor?
No, it's just, I hate to say it because every year is different, all that, but like their identity is kind of to fumble in these moments and give these games away. And I do think there's something to be said for how green New England is. Mike Vrabel isn't. He's very seasoned. But the roster as a whole, obviously Drake May, it's a different environment. They weren't supposed to be here. They're unbelievably ahead of schedule. They're like, what, 9 wins ahead of schedule, 8 wins ahead of schedule for what they were supposed to be this year.
Yeah.
They're playing at home. I think it'll shock them a little bit out the gate, but I do think the Chargers, unfortunately, I just think they're going to give the game away late.
I think you're right. Justin Herbert, how many interceptions did he have last year in the playoffs?
So
4?
he had 4 in the game against Houston after having 3 all season.
Yeah, that's right. And then the year before that, obviously they were up 31-0 in the playoffs against the Jags, and the Jags won in the second half. Absolutely ludicrous.
Watched that game with a buddy of mine who's a Chargers fan, and he went nonverbal.
We were having a party in the basement, all of us were like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny if the Chargers gave this game away, And then, of course, they did. I was blown away by that. And Brandon Staley very quickly lost his job. I think this is it's so dumb. This is a J. Herb legacy game.
So wait a minute. Who's gonna? Is it similar for Herbert as it would be for Allen, but on a lower level?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Final one, and you guys have been like, I will be honest with you. I expected more certainty in your votes, and you've been kind of wibbly wobbly because you're not sure.
This has been a weird football year.
Yeah. So the last one is Texans Steelers. I'm assuming we're all agreeing the Steelers will win this.
No, not at all. This is the one where I feel very vindicated in what I'm about to say.
Wait, what did you say, Lowetide?
The Steelers, they're home, right?
Yeah, Steelers are at home. They haven't lost a home primetime game.
What's the weather like?
1992.
What's the weather like? It's a Monday game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's later.
And Mike Tomlin, I think, is undefeated on Mondays in primetime.
He's 20. He's 20-2. I think.
So you are poo-pooing my Steelers thing, but I think I've got like history on my side, and God.
I understand history is on your side. There's something to be said about this Houston Texans defensive front.
Oh, it's so good.
Like
so good.
So good. And you are going up against the quarterback in the league who wants to be hit the least. Aaron Rodgers has no left wrist. It's still bandaged up. Like the defense isn't playing very well for the Steelers. They don't have DK Metcalf. No, wait, they do have DK Metcalf because that would be his 3-game suspension. So he's back. But you don't have a wide receiver 1. Like this Texans defense is unbelievable. And CJ Stroud, I don't know what it is. He always finds a way to win his first game of the playoffs every year. So I full on shout out to Brandon. I'm taking the Texans on this one.
Yeah, I think they win it.
No doubt, full stop.
This is interesting because you guys are my experts, and I don't, with the exception of the game that the Steelers haven't, should win based on history. You guys are, I'm not saying you're flip-flopping, but I can tell in your voices that there's a certain amount of uncertainty.
Not in this one. No way.
Interesting, though, that the others are.
Mm-hmm.
And will that get better or worse as the weeks go by?
It'll get worse.
I just don't think the Steelers are that good. And the Texans are playing so well, and their defense is like the best defense in football. Best defense in the AFC, right up there with Denver. I got to go with Houston on this one.
Has anybody checked Aaron Rodgers' toes? Are they good?
I have no idea. But if he pops a Percocet, then I think the Texans are in trouble.
Are they AIing the Canada Olympic women's hockey team reveal as children right now?
I don't think they're AIing it. I think this is real.
Are those just kids?
Those are actual kids, I'm pretty sure.
Announcing the players?
Yeah, I think that's...
So wait, okay. All right, we don't have volume on. I thought it was like they were taking them as adults and then like AIing themselves.
Oh, that would
kids.
be so not. I would not like that.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure these are real children.
Okay. No, yeah. Thank you, Lowetide. I'm not. Hey, at Grok. Make the Olympic women children.
Oh.
All right, we should take a break.
I agree. 142 Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
I skipped breakfast this morning. Stay out of my way.
Don't threaten me with your bad choices.
No worries. A booster bar from Booster Juice will fix me.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, because they're new. Snack-sized bars packed with seeds, pecans, gluten-free oats, all sorts of good stuff.
That sounds lovely, actually.
2 different flavors to try, too. Coconut pecan booster bars and harvest booster bars. Want to skip breakfast with me?
I take it back. You make good choices.
Booster Juice, Canadian-born, blending since 1999.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado,
There's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly, some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Are you looking for safe and professional transportation solutions for your group events and sports teams? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer state-of-the-art motor coaches, first-class service, and affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
New year, new me, right? How about a resolution you'll actually enjoy?
This January, resolve to get a better ride at Miss Q4. It's the New Year, New Ride event. Leave last year's vehicle in the rear view mirror and start 2026 in a brand new Ford. Get rebates as high as $10,000 or choose interest rates as low as 0%. Now that's a resolution you can stick to. Visit Nisku Ford today or browse our new inventory at niskuford.ca. Above expectations.
We're from Mr. 304.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Family-owned, community-driven. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. So it's Friday. Weekend to come. Leon Draisaitl. Big celebration tomorrow. I remember the day he was drafted. I remember Guy Fleming and I used to hang out and talk about prospects a lot. I'd have him on the show. And Guy had seen him quite a bit. And I think PA Raiders, I believe that's correct. And he had, Guy doesn't gush about players, but he was really strong on Leon Draisaitl. And I thought, okay, well, Guy knows his stuff. And he was right as rain. Leon Draisaitl from really first day, he was, I remember Craig McTavish being so excited. Mac T drafted Nurse and Draisaitl. in the 2 years that he was GM at the draft. And he was so excited about Draisaitl. He couldn't stop talking about him. And that's a good sign when the GM is gushing about it, something that just occurred. Flames did the same thing. Sutter was the same way about Phaneuf when he drafted him many years ago. But that's going to be a highlight, I think, for most of us this weekend. Love Lansky and love that international love. My Friday is complete from X-Ray Gogs. I think that's my favorite song we play. If we played Blue Monday every week, that would be my favorite.
We can play Blue Monday every week.
It's so good.
First song on Mondays.
First song on Mondays. we could do a whole new order day.
Sounds like someone is pinching Declan's nose when he talks. If you give Lowetide COVID and he dies, I'm going to something you from Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I will tell you something. Declan is my friend. He would never knowingly injure me. And even if he wasn't my friend, he wouldn't do that because he's a person of substance and honor and commitment, and he has the courage of his convictions.
Absolutely.
I do not worry about that. He actually goes out of his way to avoid me. And I do too.
Yes, that's true.
He already got Connor Halley sick, though, so there's no telling what else he could do.
And I'm not that, not healthy. So, although I haven't had a shot yet this year.
Connor said he got sick in Jasper, I believe. So I think we got sick independently.
Do you guys ever, one of the reasons, and this is I don't know why I'm on this tangent, but it's Friday. We got 10 minutes left. Oftentimes when I go somewhere, like on a holiday or whatever, and I stay in a hotel, I get ill.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the air conditioning or what, but I end up having a sore throat or just not feeling 100%.
Interesting. I've never experienced that in my entire life.
Okay. Well, your entire life is about 8 minutes.
Pretty close. It's actually been 11 minutes. Thank you very much. Incredibly quickly.
I do remember being your age, but it was a long time ago. How old are you?
21.
21. When I was 21, the New York Islanders were winning Stanley Cups.
Mighty impressive. They might be winning the Stanley Cups pretty soon. You never know.
Of the teams that have been sucktastic for many years, who was your favorite to win the Stanley in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Sucktastic the last few. So the Flames are out because they were really good in 2022.
San Jose?
I like that.
Not a bad pick at all. I don't think any of them will. I want that on the record.
But the one with the best shot? Might be.
Chicago?
Wow. No, I'd pick. You know what? With what they've done this year, and they've slowed down. In the
Seeing as how
sucks.
they need Bedard, though.
I was going to say Anaheim, but I don't even believe that.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it is the Sharks.
I think you're right.
Donovan just walked in, and he had the most, I'm going to say, bemused look on his face. He has been called into work, and I can tell.
Yeah,
he was asleep until 12:30 when he answered Connor's text.
No Connor Halley on the Gregor show today.
Wow. So how's that going to go? Is it real pressure? Is there more pressure working the Gregor show than there is the Lowetide show?
Yeah, definitely.
By how much? Why is Gregor
what's the difference between how deep is the Grand Canyon and what's the distance between the two ledges?
So it's like when James Brown, the trumpet player, makes one bad note, he's fired on the spot.
Yeah,
that's Gregor.
You know that scene in Whiplash where J.K. Simmons throws a chair at a guy's head?
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
Yeah, here, Lowetide, I think we have a lot of fun. I was talking about.
I'm not saying the Gregor show isn't fun.
I was talking about the Philadelphia 76ers pissing on the floor earlier in the show.
You couldn't do that with Gregor?
No, it's just a little bit more I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, you should be now. He's in the room.
With you're like a fun-loving grandpa. I've always said that.
Right.
Jason's
he's the fun uncle.
Jason's like the dad you don't want to disappoint.
Yeah. Wow. So that's a really good way of putting it.
And he just heard all that, so won't see you guys Monday.
He wasn't listening.
So let's go around the room and let's include Donovan in this.
Sure.
What's the highlight of the weekend to come? For you personally.
All right, Donnie, you lead us up.
I would just simply say sitting down on the couch with the fellas watching all of the NFL slate.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously the Oilers, but it's got to be the NFL slate.
How many people do you have? Because I don't like a lot of noise when they like, shut up, I'm watching the game.
Well, I'll have probably myself and 4 or 5 others.
Right.
And it'll be a nice little beer-filled, maybe pizza-filled extravaganza.
So does everybody bring some beer, or do you?
Everybody brings some beer.
Okay. And then you chip in for pizza.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Josh?
I got to be honest. I think it's Hoop City with Paul Sir tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
Yeah, Sarah's a great guy.
Great guy. I love working on the show. We have a good guest tomorrow as well. Not going to be the deep dive. Teresa Resch. She's the president of the upcoming WNBA franchise, the Toronto Tempo. So I watched the interview already because I have it. It's very good, so I highly recommend it.
All right. Look forward to that. What about you, Declan?
Indiana, Oregon tonight.
Yeah. Man, if it's anything like that game we saw last night.
I think it'll be better.
Man.
It's 2 better teams.
All right. I'm going to sleep because I'm an old man, and that's what we do.
Great shout.
Hey, listen, have a great weekend. Jason Krueger, who's more intense than I am, on the way, straight ahead. Enjoy your weekend. Go, Leon.
Update.
Brought to you by meals.loca.ca. Every fresh chef-crafted gourmet meal is handcrafted from scratch with fresh ingredients and arrives at your door fully cooked, ready to heat, eat, and repeat. Meals.loca.ca. Night 9 in the NHL, just 3 games. Chicago hosts Washington, Kings in Winnipeg, and the Blues head to Utah to play at the Mammoth. Lone game in the PWHL is Vancouver playing Ottawa. And at the junior level, the Oil Kings continuing their road trip with a stop in Saskatoon. In the BCHL, Saints host Okotoks out in Spruce Grove, while Chilliwack plays the Crusaders in Sherwood Park. And in the AJ, Devon, Drayton Valley, Bonnyville, all with home games just outside the city. Raptors play the Celtics from TD Garden at 5. 9 other games around the association, including Memphis hosting the Thunder, Knicks in Phoenix, Milwaukee playing the Lakers in the nightcap. Semifinal number 2 in the college football playoff has the country's #1 team, the Indiana Hoosiers, playing Oregon in the Peach Bowl, kickoff 5:30. Finally, collegiate sports in our city tonight. Panthers and Pandas basketball host U of S at the Seville Center beginning at 6. Griffin men's hockey hosts Trinity Western, the DCA, puck drop at 7. And the Ukes men's hockey team also at home playing Concordia with a puck drop at 6 at the Nate Arena. That's going to do it on the Lowdown. On behalf of Josh Fenwick and Lowetide, I'm Declan Krueger. Up next, it's the Jason Krueger Show.
Sports